Hello and welcome to a mini episode of Bard's Craft, where I want to show you the power of pigment powders. So you can find pigments very easily, just use search or find them in a paint store. These pigments are simply used to add color to a medium. I got these pigments from a general hardware store, and these are supposed to be used in paints for painting houses. Now we're gonna take some of these old crafts and see what the pigment powders can do to improve them. These are some pretty beautiful crafts, but they are missing a bit of brown. These pigments are simply applied by brush. You have to be careful not to take too much pigments in the start, or else everything will be brown. I apply a bit of this brown pigment on the peasant level hut. The best thing about these pigments is that the result is always fully matte. There's absolutely no gloss, and you can actually use this to reduce gloss. As you can see, the pigment powder adds perfect color, and the transition from rock to ground or grass becomes very beautiful. You don't have to be good or anything, it simply works. Now look, we can even add some of this pigment on the peasant level house. This is now the second time I'm making a video of improving this peasant level house. There I put a bit too much. Here are the results of the pigments on this one. Pretty good. So now the most obvious use of brown pigment is at the base of pillars or buildings. I'm gonna show it on this one. As you can see, I have added a bit of brown here using a wash, but the pigment is just much better, much stronger, and adds a earthy matte weathering effect. Whenever you have a ruined building, some pillars standing on the ground, just add pigment, brown pigment, at the base. It will look beautiful. A perfect idea is also to add patches of brown dust in your grass at some point. A highly professional tip is also to put it a bit everywhere, as I usually do. Nice. Again, that's quite an improvement with just a bit of brushy action with the pigment. Another epic thing we can do with the pigment is to cover up something that is very ugly. Look, now I take very much of this pigment and just put it on. This base wasn't impressive. Now it's good enough. So this base of the earth elemental was quite boring and a bit glossy, but now it looks good, it is matte and looks earthy. The rune golem has pretty good legs, but they are instantly improved with a bit of brown pigment. So if you have any problems in life, add brown pigment. If that doesn't work, add wash. What we also can do is to lazily paint our miniature bases, but then we fix them with brute force. A bit of brown pigment makes our mage fit better at the base of his tower. This pink powder is a bit less practical, but I'll try to use it to create some magical specks of dust on this miniature. By the way, you don't have to be that careful with the pigments, they are mostly easy to remove. Okay, I got it looking quite interesting with the pink powder. The only problem is that the pink powder doesn't stay on that well. The brown one, on the other hand, stays on pretty well, but we can still use fixative to fix this. I sprayed all of these in order to seal in the pigment. It works. There we have a few good things you can do with pigments. Will you get pigments? Or do you perhaps already know some great applications for pigments? Let me know. If this video helped you, make sure to subscribe and perhaps watch more videos to get inspired for your games and craft. Thanks for watching.